Hi guys, I'm Shameless Maya, and today we are going to be talking about confidence. For me, confidence means knowing what it is that you want and not putting your entire self-worth and value into this one person or relationship.
Hey guys, it's Kirbie. Welcome back to Pretty Unfiltered. I am here with Maya.
Yay!
Maya Washington from Shameless Maya. You guys, I love this girl. And I thought Maya would be a great guest to come on Pretty Unfiltered this month because we're talking about relationships and love. And like you're very open about that stuff. You're you're an open book, and that's what I love about you. Today we're talking about confidence and not having to, and maybe you can relate to this, I certainly can. Not having to put your worth in a relationship or feel that you aren't good enough because you're not in a relationship. I was single for 6 years before I met my boyfriend, and I kept thinking like, what's wrong with me?
Did you?
For a little bit.
Okay.
But then I got to a point where I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm focusing on work right now. I'm focusing on me. And I didn't want to just settle and get in a relationship just so that it wasn't alone.
Right, yeah.
Have you ever felt like that?
Yes, I've currently been single for 3 years.
Okay.
And I feel good. Like, I'm focused on my work. I have so many things on the go. But then it's other people that are like, how old are you? Like, aren't you afraid? Like, you know, are you gonna like freeze your eggs? And I'm just like, what?
I know, I'm
This
like,
is a lot.
I don't want to think about freezing my eggs right now.
But yeah, like I am so focused on what it is that I want to do, and I don't feel insecure or pressured to be in a relationship because I just know where I want to go, and if I meet someone along the way, then great.
Yeah.
But I don't feel pressure until other people start asking me questions, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's almost like they're projecting their insecurities. I'm like, should I feel insecure? Should I be like, oh my gosh, Maya, time is ticking. But I'm like, no. Just go from what feels good, and don't make decisions or actions based out of fear.
And a lot of times those are outside factors, you know, those insecurities. They're, like you said, they're coming from the outside. And you've talked about confidence and varying types of confidence. Not everybody is born, you know, coming out of the womb like, I can do it, I'm great. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I feel like that is something that kind of blew my mind when you said it, because it's so true, but people don't think about like, you're either born with it or you're raised that way, or maybe it's a life experience that makes you confident.
For me, it's been life experience. I've always kind of aspired to be confident, and it was interesting when people online started saying, wow, you're so confident, and I wish I had your confidence. I'm like, I'm not even familiar with the term confidence, but for me, I am very much, I know what I want. I know what I need to do to get there. So for me, confidence is knowing. And knowing comes from doing. So that, for me, I guess translates as confidence.
So as a single person, and I've had a few relationships, and so have you, but as a single, you know, woman, is there anything that you look for differently now in a partner? Something that's changed over time? Because I remember when I was younger, I used to think like, I had this vision of who I thought my type was.
Right, yeah.
And like that has like gone, I mean, I very much, Patrick, I love you and you're very much my type. Tall, dark, handsome, love it. But I feel like when I was younger, I had this vision of who this person was and like who my type was. Has that changed for you?
Yes. Okay, so a little backstory for those of you that don't know me. I was married. We were married for 5 years.
Okay.
We were together for 9 years. And we ended up being divorced. And I feel that a lot of that was because we met when we were young and we grew apart. And a lot of the qualities that I was attracted to came from a very young place, like, yes, tall, dark, and handsome. These are like surface level things, but then in terms of someone as a husband and a father, I wasn't really paying attention to those. I want to meet someone who's kind of on the same page.
100%. That was I'm a straight woman. And so when I was looking for a male who had the same ambition and drive as I did.
Right.
And I didn't have to mother almost. I felt like I was dating these guys and they were man children, and I would, and like no disrespect, honestly, like if, I think I'm a child at heart, personally. Like, I like to have fun and really, you know, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to have to remind you to do this, or I don't want to have to be the one worried about always, like, making the reservation or making sure that everything is taken care of, you know? So those are the things that I think, like, as you get older are more important.
And those are the qualities that I start to look for now. Like, are you kind of a man in a leadership position because I'm a leader. So exactly what you said. Are you going to make reservations? Yeah. Are you going to ask me out, or do I have to be like, dude, do you want to go out Friday night? Like, no. Like I want to see you take the reins. There's a lot of women to aspire to. There's the Oprahs, Martha Stewart. Like, there's just so many strong, powerful women. And I don't know if the same is true for men.
That is a great point. I feel like there's not. I mean, I would argue Barack Obama.
I mean, that's honestly
like
that's
the only one that when I see him
of.
and the way that I see that, you know, he not only treats his peers, but his wife and his children. Like, those things are so attractive to me about him. Like, and he's a strong, powerful man too. And I just don't think that
I don't see enough of those.
Exactly. I want to ask you about the Be Shameless movement.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned it briefly. So tell the people that don't know a little bit about Be Shameless. #Be Shameless.
Yes, so I started my whole online journey by doing a social media experiment for 365 days, asking myself what would happen if I shamelessly promoted myself. So at the time, I was like a struggling artist living in New York City, and I was just kind of rock bottom. I'm like, I have nothing to lose. But my friend was saying I should, go online, promote who I am, because I'm a photographer and an actor. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, put it out there and do it on YouTube. And I'm like, girl, that's too shameless.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why am I like turning my nose up to something why do I think I'm above that? Why do I think I'm too good to do that? And then I was like, well, what would happen if you just tried it? So I did it for a year, and this was 4 years ago. And it's completely changed my life, and it's really helped me discover who I am.
I remember when social media first started and everyone was like, oh, people that take selfies are like so
I was that person.
And I was totally that person. I refused to take selfies. If you look on my Instagram, there were like no selfies. Now I'm like, hey, Lumina, like, and I think I think it can be bad only if you put your worth in the likes and in, the comments and the engagement. But if you're having fun doing it and you're sharing something with the world, I personally, like that's my mantra. It's like, put it into the world and see whose lives you can help change, right?
Exactly. And I think it's all about balance. It's also about appreciating who you are, because judging someone because they're celebrating their youth, essentially, like, we don't have that much time, so why not celebrate it now? Because I don't want to be an old hag being like, oh, why didn't I put my selfie on in my hot body?
Why didn't I do it? Exactly.
So it's just about celebrating your beauty both inside and out.
Have you ever felt defined by a relationship that either you felt like you lost yourself within it, or you were okay feeling defined by that relationship because it made you a better person?
I would say when I was married.
Okay.
Because then I defined myself as this role, like I'm his wife. I have to like kind of sacrifice my passions and my work to make him happy. That's where I was at. And I think to each their own, but at the time when I look back on it, it wasn't healthy because I gave up something that I loved for someone else's happiness, and it kind of made me unhappy.
And so it's finding that balance too.
It's finding that balance, and it's also finding someone or meeting at a place where both people can honor your passion. And if you can find the confidence to take time out for yourself and find out who you are, like, you won't lose.
That's a perfect point to end on. That was an amazing testimony from you about like your life and being single and going through relationships that didn't last. So I really appreciate you like opening up and really digging deep, because it's kind of rare, in my opinion.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Shameless Maya.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about where, obviously, we're gonna link everything down in the caption of where you can find her. But like, what are you working on now? Where can we see you next?
You can see me on my YouTube channel. There's a lot happening. ShamelessMaya.com.
Yeah, go check her out if you want to keep up to date. Guys, in the comment section below, let us know, first of all, Male role model right now that you think is like killing the game. Mine is Barry Obama. But let us know. Also, your favorite part of this interview, who you want to see on next week's episode or just upcoming episodes. We always try to book people that you want. Maya was a recommendation. Yay. So we are so glad when we can check them off the list, and we have to have you back to talk about more cool stuff. As always, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kirbie Johnson, and then Snapchat Kirbie.Johnson, and everything is down in the caption. I'm not going to do it all. Please do. And then we're going to put all of Maya's socials down there too, obviously.
Too many.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye.